Hi, it's been a while. This is my first voiceover video. It's probably been 2 weeks or more since the last uploaded video in this channel. I have not stopped drawing since the last video. I just stopped uploading them because I lost motivation. I guess is a blunt way of saying it. I was bored. I continued drawing anatomy sketches for several days, and I guess I was just burnt out. There could be several reasons to this. Maybe I was just tired, or maybe it's probably because I was not seeing big changes, big progress into my art. But I still wanted to draw. I just need to figure out a way to convince myself into drawing. So I tried getting into character design, creating a character. Because the logic was that maybe if I design the character, I will be forced to draw that character into many different poses. Okay, so I don't exactly have a great experience in character design. Most of my art experience or art practices is just me copying other designs, like from a famous game, and make a fan art out of them. Mostly, well, if you've been following this channel for a while, thank you. But mostly I draw characters from a gacha game because I play a lot of them. I don't really spend money, but I do play a lot of them. So I think I would like to get my hands on trying character design. One thing I could say was that it wasn't easy. I wanted at first to draw a warrior, a soldier, a female warrior, and my initial design was that she'd be a very anime inspired like this. I want her to be wearing an elegant dress with some armor aesthetics on top of it. So while I was drawing this character, this is probably the same experience as everyone. That while you're drawing the character, you start writing their backstory in your head, and the more I draw, the more I rewrite their story, the less appealing the first idea of the character was. Also, I wanted to start simple, so the initial idea was a terrible idea because I don't really have much experience in character design. So the new idea was a very poor soldier. Like, I wanted to show that they are wearing just about anything that really. And I thought that was a pretty good idea, a pretty good starting point in writing the character. Again, the character didn't really have to be complicated. There's this one thing that I noticed when I was designing this character, that there is two ways that I could go with the outfit. You could go with if their outfit actually works, like it functions, does it function? And the other one is if it's the style, like just the looks. Yeah, you kind of disregard the function of the clothing. I'm not exactly sure if it's just these two things that I have to pay attention to in character design. I didn't really do big research. I just want to start because I was bored in drawing sketches every day and drawing illustrations every day. I wasn't exactly sure why I was very excited in character design. Maybe because it's making it's trying to be more it's more creative than just me drawing an existing character and posting them in. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What's important was I found motivation in drawing again. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure in what part of the recording I am right now because I'm recording this audio separate from the video. I'm not watching the video as I'm recording this. So I'm just gonna assume that I already drawn majority of the character so I could describe them. So the character was, again, should have a very minimal armor because they don't have much, because the backstory is that they are supposed to be protecting something. Well, the people that is deeper into the cave, because the setting of this story was that they live in a cave, because outside of the cave is the world is overrun by monsters. So they're trying to stop the monsters from getting into the cave. They have this fort, and that is where these soldiers reside basically. And people were there, and the people, well, they're not really providing these soldiers any resources anymore because, well, they don't really care. Of course, there's more to this story, but, well, we're here to talk about the character design. And I didn't really write a script for this also. The character is wearing this metal chest piece, a breastplate that is covering mostly her upper front, and she's also wearing these cloth pants that is a very simple cloth pants. There's nothing really special about it, and on top of it, it is cloth, a padded cloth that is acting kind of like a skirt. I wanted to show this character's difficulties and struggles from her past. Of course, through her character design. She has this burn scars on her right arm, and you can't really see it in her final design where she's wearing everything, but you can see it in some of the drawings where she's not really wearing her armor. Because I wanted to show that she's a bit traumatized on what happens in the events that lead to her burning her arm from getting that burn scars, and she's quite overprotective of that arm. So compared to her left arm, that arm is covered in armor. Well, she could be wearing armor on her left arm also, but again, they don't really have the resources for that, and she's quite confident in her fighting ability that she didn't really need much armor. I also added this dark shadow under her eyes to show that she's impressively tired. She has to protect the place from the monsters. They don't really have much people working with her. Like, in my mind, there's like maximum of 10 people working in that fort. I could study more in character design, but I'm actually quite satisfied with this character. I think she's simple enough. In fact, I think her design is quite there's a little complexity to it, especially the armor. Like it's actually quite hard to draw armor. And after this, I just started drawing the character over and over because I wanted to practice drawing the character. Because, well, even though I created the character, I'm not really used to drawing the character. While doing some practices, I actually found the character's hair to be quite difficult. I didn't really plan out the hair very much. I just drew it in one singular angle and, well, I thought that was sufficient. And when I started practicing for the hair, I had very bad difficulties. So I was forced to practice the character's hair and also figure out how to draw the hair into many different angles. And also it was fun. I'm not exactly sure why it was more fun drawing a character that you created than just drawing whatever into many different poses. But it was fun. I actually had fun drawing anatomy and poses again. And somewhere in this video, probably in the end part of the video, I will be drawing the how this character wears their outfit. I think this would be a good practice, anatomy practice, and also clothing practice. And I have not, as of this video, I have not finished drawing that part, so I'm not exactly sure if it will be included in this video. It probably will. And since it's not really done yet, I can't really talk about it. I in the early parts of it, it was actually quite difficult because I was trying, on top of me, to draw the character, trying to also to draw them in quite difficult angles, and I will probably will refrain from doing that because I wanted to finish the whole thing. I would like to study different difficult angles in the future, but for now I'll refrain from doing that. I literally spent 3 to 4 hours drawing the third image in that, and I couldn't do it in the whole 3 to 4 hours trying to figure out the angle and how the character is holding the clothing and things like that. And yeah, I think it is interesting to draw the sequence of how a character wears their outfit. Not only it gives the viewer an idea of how that character's outfit is put together, it also probably makes it so it's easier for me to draw their outfit in the future, because it's a very good outfit practice. I tried to make the character's design easy because I knew I would be drawing the character many times. I didn't want to make it difficult for myself, but it was still hard. It was hard drawing the armor because it was hard trying to figure out the volume of the armor when the character turns around. I could make it look plausible. I guess that is the job of an artist, make it look plausible that the armor would look like that in that angle. Anyway, that is all I've done this past 2 weeks. It wasn't a lot. Most of it is just me trying to figure out how to draw something, like how to draw an armor, or how to draw the hair, how to draw that pose. And if this is interesting, thank you. Probably out of videos with voiceovers in them is probably gonna be a rarity, because one of the difficulties I found, because I wanted to upload this video much earlier, but the difficulty was that my environment is just very noisy. Like there's a lot of things going on. There's children playing in the background. There's a trend, a very recent trend of people buying chickens for some reason, and so you will probably hear chickens in the background also. I'm living near the road, so you probably heard vehicles running. I'm not sure. I will be editing this video, so I hope that you didn't hear any of those. So yeah, thank you. If the quality of this audio harmed you in any way, well, I will not be paying for it. I'm broke. Bye bye.